Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm on the Eurostar with Vincent. We think taking the Eurostar is the best way to get from London to Paris. You can leave from St Pancras and arrive right in the heart of Paris. No long airport transfers, it's comfy, quick and way less stressful than flying. Vincent was so tired and honestly, catching some sleep was the best thing to do on that 2.5-hour journey. We arrived at Gare du Nord, took some photos outside and then quickly headed to our accommodation to check in. We booked a cozy little studio apartment in the heart of the city. As soon as we got in, we unpacked our suitcase and quickly freshened up. The apartment was small but really comfortable, perfect for our stay. Once we were ready, we made our way out to explore the streets a bit and headed to a lovely French restaurant for dinner. So this is the place, Escargot Monteguel. I think that's how you say it. We've been to this restaurant before, about 2 years ago, and I've recommended it to a few of my friends. Since we didn't make a reservation, we walked in around 5 o'clock to try our luck. Luckily, we were seated straight away, though it was just a little table at the front of the restaurant. Let's have a look at the menu together. So, on the first page, they have snails with different recipes you can choose from, and you can have 6 pieces or 12 pieces, I think depending on how hungry you are. On this side, they've got the starters. I already know that I want some pan-fried foie gras. They also have the house specials main courses. And then more main courses on the next page. And desserts. Do feel free to pause the video if you want a closer look at the menu. Now let's have a look at the drink menus. They've got the cocktails, the mocktails and champagnes. Wow, £500 for Dom Perignon. The beers and some soft drinks. Quite a wide selections there. The appetizers, spirits selection. Wow, so many different choices. And more fine wines selection, Rouge, Bordeaux. Wow, 1,400 euros. White wines, loads of options. And the red wine sections, so many choices. Yep, and the rosé and the usual hot drinks. Cheers from Paris, everyone. This is a small glass of Prosecco, by the way. On our table, not only do we each have a knife and fork, but we also have this escargot or snail tongs and a 2-pronged fork for picking the snails out of their shells.
Yeah.
Vincent is my personal cameraman, working hard as always. So here I am having the oysters. They always serve them on a bit of ice to keep them super cold and fresh. On the side there's a little dressing, of course, and a wedge of lemon. It is for squeezing over the top. You usually eat oysters with this small oyster fork just to loosen it from the shell. And the fun part is, once it's ready, you can just slurp it straight from the shell. The texture is silky and smooth. It has that fresh taste of the sea. And honestly, it might look a bit scary at first, but once you've tried it, I think you'll understand why people love them. They gave us some bread, and instead of having it with some butter, I actually preferred dipping it into the frog's legs sauce. I find that so much tastier. Yummy. So the next dish that I'm having here is the foie gras. It's one of the most famous French delicacies. They can be made from duck or goose liver, but this one is goose, and the texture is so smooth and creamy, almost like a pate. It came with some toasted bread and some jam or chutney. This adds a sweet balance to the richness, and it melts in your mouth. The flavour is buttery, rich, and a little earthy, something you really don't get back home every day. It feels super indulgent, and that's exactly why you've got to try it here. For me, this is one of those dishes that really shows how the French take their food so seriously. Definitely an experience worth having. Ooh, I could get used to this. I have to say this again, this is one of the best foie gras that I've had, so I really highly recommend it. And now it's Vincent's turn to enjoy it. Can you tell? He really loves it. So the next dish is the frog's legs. They look a bit like chicken, don't they? And also, they taste like chicken. Though some Brits don't really like dishes with bones or aren't sure how to eat them, but really it's not that difficult. You just need to hold the leg, pull off the meat with your fork. Sometimes I do it with my hands, and then you dip it into the garlic butter sauce. The flavour is very rich and savoury, and the texture is slightly more delicate than having chicken. Because our table was a bit small, the snails and duck confit came after they've cleared the earlier plates. Look at that! I've managed to take a snail out like a pro. So yummy. Now it's Vincent's turn. I'm surprised how he made it look so easy, so effortless, picking up that snail with the shell. And then very quickly he went for the second one and the third one. Nice. And finally, our last dish, the duck confit. At first I wasn't so keen on ordering this dish because 2 years ago when we came here, the duck confit wasn't that nice. It was a bit too dry, but this time it was just right. It was really nice. Yes, please. Thank you. love the skin. So overall, I really enjoyed this meal. Like from beginning to the end, every single dishes were perfect. They were nicely cooked. And here's our bill. It came up to €129, which worked out about roughly £112 English pounds. So we have reached the end of the video. We were so blown away by the restaurant that we actually came back a few nights later, but this time we sat inside. We ordered the exact same dishes and we ended up with the same bill. So thank you so much for watching and for all your lovely comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. So keep exploring, keep enjoying with me, Chrissy. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.